All right, so we're diving into a big Premier League matchup this week.
Oh, yeah.
West Ham hosting Fulham.
Should be a good one.
Yeah, and we've got excerpts here that kind of paint two totally different pictures.
Uh-huh.
And, it's not your average, like, home team versus underdog story or anything.
Right.
There's some...
Much deeper than that.
Yeah, there's some really interesting, details about these clubs that are going to make this one really interesting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the players, too.
Yes.
They could really, decide the match.
For sure.
So what's fascinating here
Yeah.
is that you've got West Ham under new management, right?
Yeah, new manager.
Desperate for a home win.
They need it.
But they're riddled with injuries up front.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got Fulham, who's on a total tear.
Oh, they're
And they're playing with so much confidence.
so hot right now.
Especially away from home.
Away from home especially.
So let's start with West Ham.
All right, West.
New manager Graham Potter comes in.
Big name.
And their FA Cup journey ends abruptly against Aston Villa.
Right out of the gate.
Not exactly the dream start.
Yeah, not ideal.
But Potter is saying that he saw positives.
I mean, you gotta find the positives.
Yeah.
You gotta have some kind of spin.
You got to put a positive spin on it.
When you lose your first match.
Yeah. But is it spin or is it real?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. He's walking into a really tough situation.
Yeah.
I mean, West Ham's attack is decimated right now.
It's rough.
Füllkrug, Antonio Bowen.
All out.
All.
That's rough for any manager.
Yeah.
Let alone one trying to make a good first impression.
Absolutely.
And this match against Fulham,
Huge.
it's his first home league game.
Right.
I mean, big pressure.
Big time.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Potter has never lost his first home league game with a new club.
Oh, wow.
2 wins, 2 draws.
Interesting.
It's like a thing.
Well, it's a thing. It's a small sample size, though,
Well, yeah.
statistically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's something.
It's something, yeah. It's definitely a layer of intrigue.
It's weird.
But what's really interesting is, we were talking about the narratives, how they clash West Ham's home form this season,
Yeah.
particularly in London derbies.
Okay.
They've lost both, and not by, close margins either.
So home advantage might not be such an advantage.
Especially not against a London rival.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where Fulham's form gets even more intriguing.
Okay.
9 games unbeaten across all competitions.
That's impressive.
That's a really good run.
That is a really good run.
Yeah, and they're not just scraping by either.
Right.
They won their FA Cup clash convincingly,
Okay.
and they're consistently finding the net in the Premier League.
So they're on fire.
They are.
But what about their away form specifically?
Oh, that's even better.
Really?
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams struggle on the road.
Yeah, a lot of teams struggle away from home. But Fulham, they seem to thrive.
What is it about them? I don't know. Maybe it's just that, less pressure. They can play a little bit more freely.
Yeah.
Their only league losses away from home were to Man City and Man U.
Wow.
Think about that.
That's it.
Only Liverpool have lost fewer away games this season.
Wow.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Their away record in London derbies specifically, since they beat West Ham last season on their own turf.
Oh, yeah.
They've gone 3 wins and 2 draws in away London derbies.
Really?
They clearly don't fear these big London clubs.
It's like they have a psychological edge or something.
I think there's something to that for sure.
Yeah, you've probably got your own players to watch in this one.
Oh, yeah. I've got a few, but...
But 2 names jumped out at me just from these excerpts.
Okay, yeah.
Paqueta for West Ham
Oh, yeah.
and Jimenez for Fulham.
Great choices.
They just seem like they could be
They could be huge.
the difference makers.
Yeah.
Well,
Paqueta scored West Ham's only goal against Aston Villa, and he just seems to have this knack for those early momentum-shifting goals.
Yeah, he's got a knack for it.
Yeah, he does, for sure.
And then for Fulham, Jimenez.
Jimenez is on a tear right now.
He's on fire.
4 goals in his last 3 appearances.
That's amazing.
But here's the kicker. All 3 of those recent goals came in the second half.
Oh, so he's a closer.
Yeah, a game changer late in the match.
Wow, so this is getting really interesting now.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got West Ham.
At home.
At home, they've got the new manager.
Who might have some first-game magic.
But their attack is really hurting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they haven't looked great against London teams.
Not at all.
And then you have Fulham,
playing with so much confidence.
Loving the away games.
They do.
And a striker who might just break West Ham's hearts in the last, 10 minutes.
Yeah, it really is a clash of styles.
And it really does kind of boil down to this Will Potter's, new manager bounce.
Yeah, that new manager bounce is real sometimes.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes it is.
It's like a real phenomenon.
Okay. So will that be enough?
To overcome their injury woes, or will Fulham just continue their run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this match?
I think it's a tough one to call.
Yeah.
I'm leaning
Who do you think will win and why?
I'm leaning towards Fulham just because of that form.
Yeah.
That they're just so hot right now.
That momentum.
And West Ham's just really struggling
Yeah.
with injuries.
Especially up front.
And I think Fulham's going to be able to expose that.
Okay.
But who knows? Maybe Potter's got some,
Maybe.
new manager magic.
Maybe he can pull something out.
That's the beauty of football.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's a tough one to call.
Yeah, it is.
Do some digging of your own. See what else you can uncover. And let's keep this conversation going.
Let us know what you think.
Enjoy the match.
Enjoy.